best part about filming is all I'm going to want to do is play pranks on people now. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Upload so much. I can delete so much because I am so much.
Great.
Yeah. No, it's heaps to delete. Wow.
Dom, at what point did you realise you were better at technology than the majority of people in this room? Dope dude.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Heaps sick. Yeah.
Feel it?
Yes.
Does it work like this?
Jump high? No. Hang on. Yeah, it did.
Because like the thing is,
Two.
whoa, no.
Yeah.
What? It follows you all the way around. I'm so, whoa, man. Hold on. Whoa, dude. I never did that. Zach, look at this. Wait, you won't understand. Just like, I don't know how to do this, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, if they follow you around, whenever I move it, I'm always like, if they go too far over, I can just be like, moving it that way so I can stay with them, kind of thing. Anyway, you.
What is it? What does it do?
Not sure. Feels less of a shock now that I've been doing it for such a long period.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. But, hang on. That's on one.
One.
Get up to 3.
Alright.
So it's an acupuncture or acupressure TENS machine.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got electrical voltage.
Yeah.
And basically it's supposed to tap into your meridians. So it shows that Instagram advertising really works. That's what I did. Went straight on it. And just freeze it all up through there. Really interesting. And so I've been doing that at the same time as doing other training as well, like some Huey 7 move stuff.
Yeah.
And doing conjunction, so freeing stuff up and then moving a certain way. It's really good. Apparently it's supposed to be a beauty treatment as well. You can put it on your face, but it actually.
What up? Here is it.
Is that plastic?
Definitely plastic.
It probably with it's made of plastic because of the electrical charge.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We'll just have a chat.
So, honestly, just how it started.
I really need to start with the birth of my parents. You know, and then move backwards.
Do we need to do we need to thank them? Like,
I'd rather not.
yeah.
I was doing a lot of dance training and movement training, and every time I'm doing stuff, it gets to the point where you come up against something you can't do.
Yeah.
And then you're just going, why can't I do that? And then seeing someone else being able to do it and showing how to do it really efficiently and well, like a really good teacher, a really good dancer, a good martial artist, and then going, well, why can't I do that? And then them showing me what I need to do to be able to do it. And sometimes it's working and then sometimes it's not working, and they're not working consistently. And so as you sort of move up, the ranks will get better and better at stuff apparently. You're hoping that things are supposed to be working more consistently, but then they're not. In fact, it gets hard. If you compare it to when you started, you things will work more consistently, but what you're asked to do is a lot harder. So you need to have it working more consistently, and it's not that moment where you can't rely on it. So that's sort of for me where I started looking at trying to find ways to consistently be able to do whether it's a dance thing or a martial arts thing or whatever it is, so that I could always feel confident that I could step into it.
Yeah. In the classroom, what did you experience specifically that you needed to find breakthroughs in, and what did you find that everyone has difficulty finding breakthroughs in?
So I remember doing ballet class, and the moment where I learned, where I could sort of consistently nail doing double tours, which are 2 turns in the air and land it. And that feeling of doing that, like that was the one thing I could always nail until inevitably you you stop nailing it just before you go on stage and you're doing it at an
Yeah.
you know, but
So well, man.
but most of the time I could really rely on it, and it was just a feeling of you're no longer trying hard. It's kind of just you releasing into it. You just go, you trust that you're going to go out, step into it, boom, and land it. And it was the ability to have power and release at the same time, and just somehow intuiting that feeling. And I guess that but it was before I remember doing it over and over again. You're really struggling. You're trying to get it up. You're pushing it. You know you got to jump high, and you got to do it this particular way. Of your body's got to be aligned and everything crossed over and everything and landing it. And you're so worried about all these things that you bring tension to it, and then you can't do it. And so the breakthrough, I guess, there was knowing that there's that combination between release and power or engagement. And so, but I didn't really know that at the time. It was just kind of like, we're looking back on it, that's what it was. Because I wasn't able to take that and extrapolate it to everything else. I was still working in a really particular way of, really pushing my body to try and get shapes and make things happen.
You're a jumper, you just want to fly.
Yeah.
You just want to stay there forever. And landing became, because I did it so often, it became this thing where I had to realize if I didn't land properly, because I jumped pretty high, I'm going to die over time.
But if you jump too high, you'll also die.
I'll suffocate. I'll suffocate. Yeah.
And then the landing,
Contemporary dance, and you would know more, ballet, but it's like, I think dancers are fighting for, and everyone, but they're fighting for seamlessness. And seamlessness is often portrayed as hard work and working it all out, and it's actually hard work and it looks seamless. But then you do that double tour, that one double tour you did, and went boom, and you felt like you did nothing. And so it's almost like this white lost mythical creature that you tap into once, you know.
But it's hard when you're working hard to sacrifice the one thing that does get you there. Because you know that by working hard, you are getting a result.
Yeah.
And then someone comes along and says, you need to do the opposite. Well, they're not saying the opposite, they're just saying relax. But what I found, so I've been told I need to relax, but not saying how to relax.
Yeah.
And then, so what I really started to look at was years later when I started doing more contemporary dance stuff, and then in martial arts as well, I started to look at this same thing was coming up. I work hard, you get a result, you progress for a while, and then you come up against this thing where you'd be plateauing, and then you weren't getting results anymore or as much, and then that's kind of like what's happening. Well, you need to relax, and so what I found, just relax.
Yeah.
Where whatever it is, whether it was a ballet, aikido, sistema, contact improvisation, whatever it is, you come up against the tension point, whatever the things, and if you learn how to change that and turn it into something else, release it, then you can find a way into doing something.
To increase it.
And increase it and do it in a way that is efficient and easy for your body. So it's the tension points that whatever the technique that you're doing, you think it's this thing that you need a technical solution or a strength solution or a flexibility solution. You're given all these solutions. I need to go and strengthen my core. But it's actually, you're so tight there that you're not allowing your movement, but you think it's a weakness issue. Or the same thing with the back. All through the body, it's sort of diagnosed as being strength or flexibility problems when we're talking about a resistance problem. And that's what, with this work, just starting to get rid of the resistance at that fundamental level, then you can work out, maybe it is something you need more strengthening, or maybe it actually is flexibility. You don't know what you need necessarily until you've got the freedom in your body to be able to find out what it is.
But Heal Yourself and Move has release. This is what we're talking about. That's the first modality, but then you've got like increase, load, unleash. So when you're explaining it to people, I found that they're kind of like, when you explain it verbally, they're kind of like, how do I don't understand why I should be so relaxing. That's not going to give me the strength I need. But before you find the true strength, Heal Yourself and Move is about working as hard as you've ever worked, using using the correct muscles as much as you've ever done. But you've got to start with release, and that's been a big thing to communicate to people, I think. And then it's a societal thing. Like for me, what I enjoy about it and what I find most challenging about it, explaining it anyway. Once I started to get the general gist of it, is realizing that how many people who have so much amazing knowledge still have it hardwired in themselves that they think they know what release is and they don't. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think that Heal Yourself Remove has a crazy way to go, and that's why this is so important, because once you realize that you can release and then what the increased modality is, it's mind blowing. The fact that it can apply to anything, and the fact that it can be done with enjoyment. Okay, but if you're a hardcore athlete, or a 48-year-old person that needs to learn this, or if you're a 10-year-old girl who's growing and needs to learn this, you can, and it can be enjoyable the whole way, because I've seen it. I'll be the first source for it, as I've seen the instant proof, I've seen the instance behind it, and I've never seen someone leave. Some people I've seen who've been introduced to it have left and maybe not understood what's happened, or maybe not fully connected with it, and that's like anything. But 90% of the people, I'm in the 90s today, 90% of the people I see always come out going, wow, that was awesome, and they feel empowered by it, even if it might be something quite different.
Is that it? Hang on. Because I want to connect an Osmo Pocket camera to an iPhone. A chip kind of thing. Like, has it got a
Is it a chip?
Is that a chip? Is it?
I would say it's a chip. Like, does it look like? Is it a small chip?
Is it detachable in the sense of you can just pick it up in your hand, like it's like the size of half the size of a thumb? Thank you so much for that.
That's alright. Yeah. Do I keep this up for you?
Yes, that's great. Thank you.
Sure. What's your name?
Zach.
Jack?
Zach.
Alright.
Yeah, he's gotten it wrong, 100%.
Is it? So we've done our 4 and 12-week course. We've really been able to extend the 4-week course to both the teachers and the students. So that's been going really, really well, getting some really good results with that in terms of people actually doing the training. So one of the big things when I was developing it was how we're going to actually get people to get the same feeling of working with me personally in the studio, to have that same feeling of being when they're online and doing the training. So rather than sort of what can happen sometimes is you just give out all this information, you're not sure if it's kind of how it's landing. And so what I found when I was devising this way of working is that to be able to actually go each time, whether it's 2 or 3 minutes of information, but within that you're still checking if what they're feeling, how it's going. You actually see that it's very, very similar to working in person. You're not losing anything at all from it. And so the students, and we're going to see from their sort of before and after posts on Instagram and other forums, that they're really excited because they do the information 5 or 10 minutes in the training, in the video, and then they get the breakthroughs and they post it. So that's been really exciting. Now we're doing the same thing for teachers, and the teachers as well, which is really great, is they're getting the breakthroughs in their own bodies, being able to explain it to their students. Now what we're really looking at doing over the next month, we've got workshops happening at Melbourne Conservatoire Ballet, we've got workshops happening at Elevation Dance Studio, and we're going to be having other ones as well, potentially a teacher's course coming up at Victorian Ballet School in mid-Feb. That'll be looking at an introduction in person for teachers wanting to experience how they can bring this into their own classroom and potentially looking towards accreditation. And then we're going to be launching the 12-week training, which is a more advanced one, which will be for students and for teachers as well, and looking to everyone wanting to, I guess, take the next step in their training from the 4-week stuff. So the 12-week one's much more, I guess, it's refined. You've had the breakthroughs in the 4-week course of flexibility and strength and technique, and now this is like taking it to the next level. That's pretty exciting over the next, I guess, month or so. I may not seem incredibly excited, but, you don't need to seem to be excited to be excited.
It's because it's a 24 freaking hour job. So starting this up is not an easy feat, but we're dedicated, and it's a huge journey. Pardon my French. It's a huge journey. Jamais, c'est quoi? It is a massive journey, and so I think for Zach to even be audible is a great feat from the amount of work that we're all putting in. I think hopefully you'll see the footage of it when the amazing Dom edits it. Even though I was filming it, and it's half on a phone and it's half on this camera, but you see the live breakthroughs that we made, you know?
Or at least you see the carpet.
Exactly.
And you see
Whilst
people exclaiming about it. You know?
Or like some mum comes up to me and starts talking to me, and while I'm filming, I'm like, yeah, so I'm sort of having a conversation at the time, you know? But I think, so we're doing workshops from Tonic House probably once a month now. We're really starting to just go, okay, so we have this amazing platform you can access. We're about to launch the 12-week course, which just like transforms what the 4-week course, you know, it's just goes completely way further than we thought we would by this time, and it just has a lot of value to it. But we really just starting to do workshops in a few states now. Heaps of updates on that. Yeah.
Any final thoughts on today as a whole, or life, or anything?
Right. So my final thoughts on today as a whole are that it's been similar to other days I've experienced in my life. You know, there's been a consecutive nature. There's been
One after the other.
There's been wind. You know, I've often experienced wind in my life, and this has been one of those days. It's been a windy day, but not too windy. And I've had that day. I've had that experience
Absolutely.
before. But I mean, I haven't never had a day where this has happened
Whilst windy.
while it's been windy.
Yeah.
So I think that's new for me.
The past 5 months, they've been insane, and they've been crazy, but they've been awesome as well. And they've tested us, and we've literally had the best time. But we've had the best time whilst doing everything we can possible, especially Zach, to make this happen, because it's really important. And we really want to do this, and it's definitely a dream of ours, and it's Zach's dream. You know, and the people we've met on the way is probably the best part. Like the team that we've created has been phenomenally fun, and I guess the lifestyle of it is it's one which kind of just says I don't know, everyone's in it from really from a creative perspective, and everyone's in it from a belief, like they all have a belief in this, and it's just been a massive honor to be a part of that, and kind of just mess around professionally. Yeah. Cool.
See, I don't think it's quite awkward enough. Thank you. It's been really great working with you
Thank you
today,
so much.
and I just cannot wait to be sharing these insights
great.
again. Okay,
Yeah.
it's bye for now from us.
Bye. See ya.
That's it
That's
from
it
us.
for us. That's
Yeah.
enough from us.
Yeah. That's all. It's all for now.
It is now.
Yeah.
It's all of us.
So,
Yeah.
if you're still watching this, you know, I'd just like to say goodbye again.
Arrivederci.
Yeah. Yes.
And in case you're still watching, that's right. And that's exactly right. That's the scope. That's the scope of where we're going. How's this wind going? Here, Tom. The weather's here. No, but that's the you know what I mean. Tom, the weather is.